here to host that particular program, and she's also going to be launching you into who our guest for this afternoon will be. How are you doing today for me?
I'm doing great. Good afternoon, Ma. Good afternoon, our wonderful listeners.
Yeah, it's good to see you. I like the way the dress today looks different. Are we going out? Or is it because of
today?
the
Today is a
special
special day.
So you're dressing up for the special guest.
Yes.
Oh, that's interesting. You should feel proud of yourself. All right, LASU Icon is up next. Do stick around.
Sugar and spice, everything's nice. You listen to chocolate on LASU Radio.
Where's the stand of the phone?
This stand, but now we can't rotate. I don't know what happened.
Is your unstable enough?
It will work like this.
Okay. Yes. Just graduating students for the 2022-2023 academic session. Graduating students for the 2022-2023 academic session, and there's always reward for hard work. So it was rewarded with a token of 10 million naira by the governor of Lagos State. He's not just an academic, he served in various capacities. He participated in various activities while in school. He was the general coordinator and project lead of Excel Minds Academic Group. He was an alumnus of Lagos State University Debates Society, LASU, an active member of Junior Chambers International JCI, a member of Green Janitors Initiative, a member of CRC LASU. He's someone of many caps. He's no other person than our own scholar, Mr. Mubaraq Olawale Olaniyi. It's a pleasure to have you on the show today, sir.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, good afternoon. So, how are you doing today?
Good afternoon. I'm fine. I'm doing well. How about you?
Oh, I'm doing well. Thank you so much for joining us on LASU Icon today. And looking back at the event, that was the first time I met you. And part of those things, especially when you were giving your speech, you said so many things that were really touching, based on your background. So our questions today would be to know more about, how your journey was at Lagos State University, so people listening can learn from, those things you did. They can learn from it, and as well, we'll also be looking at, some of the principles that stood out for you, and generally your advice to, the student populace. So now, starting from there, from some of the things you said, you said something about your background, and also I would be asking the first question that what's like your greatest motivation? Graduating with a CGPA of 4.98 is not something easy, and it's quite unique. So what's your motivation? Was it your background? So can you just share a brief about that?
All right. Thank you so much for that question. Okay, I am Mubaraq Olawale Olaniyi. Here are the overall best graduating students of Lagos State University 2022-2023 academic section. So to provide an answer to the question you asked, okay, you asked about my greatest motivation, right? Yes, I would say part of it is my background. Yeah, part of it is my background. Considering the fact that I happen to be the first graduate of my family in the university, so I had the motive or the motivation to actually, to perform well, at least, although I didn't have that, intention or determination of being the overall best graduating student, but I had it in my mind that, okay, I wanted to be someone who would be said about, at least part of those intelligent ones in LASU, you understand? So that was one of my, my drive. And also the fact that my late mom do say something like she wanted, most or all her children to be in higher institution. She was somebody that really loved academic excellence. So I really wanted to, I really want to show that this
Yeah,
is
you
it.
know,
Yeah.
part of the story you shared that day was that she's no more, and
Yeah.
you know, it's really touching. But I'm sure she's proud of you wherever she is right now. So, what do you think you did differently that made you stand out?
Okay. Yeah, when I was in undergrad level, the motive I had was just to be a bookish type, right? You know, to be a low key scholar. I just want to have those A's, and I didn't want anyone to know about me. But when I got involved in some other things, I met some of my mentors. They told me about how I can pair, self development with academic excellence. So I happen to be someone who people call scholar. One, how I am a fashion designer. So I talked about being the general coordinator of Excel Minds. That was another thing. I was also intentional about self-development. I joined the LASU Debate Society. I joined this year, as you've said, actually. So I made sure that I touched, I didn't want to be the person that would be a one-way person, being the fact that they would only know me with academics, right? I was social, I was
That's balance
yeah,
everything.
so I had to balance everything. So I think that is something that made me exceptional amongst others.
All right, thank you for that. So, you know, you made mention of you said something about mentors and all.
Yes,
So, what
yes.
role do you think mentorship play in academic success? And how have you had? And have you had any mentor who have made a significant impact on your
A
journey?
lot, a lot, a lot.
Mm.
I can't, if I start to mention it, I can't even mention it, all of them actually. So mentorship is something that I see as a pivotal something. It's very, very key because, yeah, you are being taught by your lecturers, right? But there are some lecturers that won't play the role of a mentor. And there are some lecturers that will play the role of a mentor. So I was exposed to being, to having people like that, people that actually play the role of a lecturer and also a mentor. Someone like Dr. JOT, Dr. Salt, I have Dr. G. White, I have Mr. Jerry and some other people, right? And particularly, I also have several mentors. Like I have mentor in terms of academics, leadership, career-wise, and some other things. And they really helped me in developing my potentials.
Wow, that's great. So, how did you balance your academic excellence with various extracurricular activities? You know, you had several leadership roles that you took. So, how did you balance it?
That's a great question, actually.
When do you read? Like, so.
Yes. I told you about my younger level days that I was just a one-way person. When I got to 200 level, I started teaching, tutoring in Excel Minds and some other things. But something happened in second semester 200 level. That was when I became the general coordinator of Excel Minds. So I was trying to balance my own academic excellence, my fashion designing, the leadership, and some other things. I was trying to balance everything together, but I wasn't getting it. Everything was just overwhelming. I didn't know what to do. But thank God, I was able to consult my mentors and they gave me hints. You understand? I told you about having different mentors. So they gave me hints, and and also, thank God, I was blessed with a lot of friends, like friends that are like-minded people. So that also helps, and I was prayerful. So the main thing I did was just prioritizing my activities.
Well, that's really great. So, how do you stay organized and focused? And what tools or strategies would you recommend for academic excellence?
Yeah. I would
You know,
like
there's some people that they are reading, doing everything, but you know, for you, there were some things that stood out for you, some principles that you followed. So,
Yes, I think I would like to reiterate one of the things I said during the convocation ceremony. I talked about what listeners quotes. I said, if you can dream it, and I do tell people that there is a difference between dreams and dreams. There's a difference between you dreaming and you dreaming, right? So when you have a dream, that means you have a defined objective or defined goal, what you want to achieve, and you would actually work towards it, right? So there is something that most of us but there's one particular thing that they don't adopt, which is consistency. Consistency is very, very key. So that's something I am very good at. And I really have this in my mind that, okay, I do not want to be the kind of person that if you ask me about my CGPA, I will be, I will
you
be
don't
able
want
to
to
say,
say
yeah,
anything. All right, thank you. So, were you ever faced with a rough semester?
Yes.
You know, you've had like different semesters, like, oh, it was always 5.0. So, what happened that period?
Yeah, I just say it's my worst semester was 200 level second semester.
Okay.
All the other 5.0.
What was your worst?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Was it not the reason?
It was even the means of getting that result that I
Wow.
used in measuring it because I used to be a person that by week eighth week I would have been done with most of my courses. Like I would have read,
By week 8?
yeah, probably week 8, week 9, you understand. But so I level second semester, it was just something else. It was something different because I had a lot of things on my head. That was when I was the general coordinator of exam. So I couldn't, a lot of activities. I didn't even know what to do. When I get home, I would want to read, but I would just sleep off. So then that was when I actually set my priorities. I do have a schedule and things to do in order to follow the schedule and some other things. So and at the end, I was able to make a 5.0 GPA. Although I started reading like 3 weeks before exam.
Wow. See, how do you do that? Like planning yourself in such a way that you've planned yourself that you finish all the course outline.
That was it. Because I said this thing for myself that okay, this is what I wanted, and I know that with that work I will
But
be able to
how can students also emulate that principle, like for time management and prioritization? How do you think, especially when there are several activities that taking their time and all?
Of course.
So how do you think they can?
I think what I would say is that you have to recognize yourself. You have to know the kind of person you are. If you are, I think everybody should be able to multitask. But some people would say they can't multitask. If you can't multitask, that means you just want to be an academic person, right? So what I would tell them is that you need to recognize the kind of person you are and how good you can read. Okay, are you the person that understand why reading loudly? Or are you the kind of person that understand why reading and writing? No, you should understand the pattern that you can use in reading, and you should know that okay, if you want to multitask, you have to prioritize your actions. Those things that will bring about self-development to yourself, not things that won't add anything to you.
That's really good. I've actually picked a lot of points today, ranging from how you have to manage your time, those challenging periods, how you're able to manage those things. So now over to LASU community. So in what way do you think your experiences at LASU have prepared you for the next stage of your life and career?
Yes. You can't be a student of LASU. I won't go through the shaggy. You understand? So the shaggy are meant to prepare you for, the outside world actually. The fact that I have been a kind of person that I don't know why. It's not good. I hate pressure, but I love pressure. The reason why I love pressure is that I can handle pressure and I because of time management, stress management and some other things. Prior to getting to LASU, I wasn't able to do that. I couldn't multitask and everything. But now I think even when they bring interview questions, I should be able to answer what they're asking. I've once done interview for people, so what are you bringing that I can't ask? I can't answer rather. So I think LASU, I believe rather, LASU has really helped me a lot in terms of my communication skill, giving me that listening to add pressure and some other things.
So all the LASU stress is not for
if you can make it of this wisely.
Yeah.
For those
they say that a lot of times that if you're in LASU, if you can cope in LASU, you can cope anywhere in the world. So I also agree with that because LASU will prepare you for the global world and all of that.
Actually, the preparation.
That's also very, very important. So now LASU again. Do you think LASU has do you think they've really supported your personal growth? Though you made mention of it, but do you think they really supported your personal growth and the kind of future you want?
Yes, that's your stand. Yeah, that's your stand. Yes, not everything.
Not even just academically, but in other spheres, do you think they've actually done that?
Yes, because I believe I I've actually broadened my horizon. Being in LASU, I knew how the way I was before. So I knew about how I wasn't a confident type. I knew I was how I was that I couldn't even communication. Although I can communicate within me, but I cannot communicate. You understand? So I know about I believe that LASU has really reshaped me and given me the proficiency to excel in the outside world or in the corporate world rather.
All right. Thank you so much for that. So we'll go on a quick short break, and when we are back, we'll
Okay.
wrap up the session.
Right, thank you.
You have 1 minute, but I'll give you 3 minutes more.
All right. Thank you. All right, this is still LASU Icon on LASU Radio 95.7, and our guest today, who was the overall best graduating student of the last convocation ceremony, who graduated with the CGPA of 4.98, is the one we have here. He's no other person than Mr. Mubaraq Olaniyi. So thank you so much for joining us on the show once again. So, we are trying to wrap up the session now, and I know for our listeners, they want to learn from you. They want to hear your final words on how they can better improve themselves, and how, and for people that just joined the university, for those in 100 level and everything. So what are your final words to them on how to also be better, even beyond what they are imagining?
Okay, I think to do that, I would like to quote my favorite word of Golden Power. I talked about there are no secrets to success. It is a result of preparations, hard work, and learning from failure. Right? So for those that are still in 100 level, I believe you can actually prepare yourself and have the determination that this is what you want to achieve and work towards it. But for those that are probably 200 level, 300 level, if you have been the kind of person that you have not really realized what you want, you can actually learn from failure. You can learn from failure, and there is nothing that can make you a failure than when you can learn from that thing. You understand? If you actually fail, yeah, you can still retry. But if you are that kind of person that just relented because you failed, then you are an actual failure.
So you have to get back on your feet despite the failure. It's not about how many times you fail, it's about how many times you're able to get back on your feet. So thank you so much for joining us today on LASU Icon, and that's going to be we're going to be ending the program now. And for our wonderful listeners, thank you so much for staying with us. Join us next week the same time, Thursday, by 2 to 2:30 p.m. Bye for now. I'm Fumilaya Konishele.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
Professor, you don't want to say your name before.
Thank you.
Chocolate.
Chocolate.
Please, let's not finish
The
chocolate.
other lady I saw you last night.
That's Omido,
Yeah.
the one that on low cut.
No, a bit fair like this.
Oh, Miss Mira.
Mira. Oh, okay. Did they say Mira? Are you sure?
Someone,
She was-
the
yes,
person
ma'am.
that
Okay, it was OCM Mira.
Yeah.
Yes, that's her name.
It's not like this.